Hey family, Willie Moore Jr. here, aka Mr. Adorable. Don't play with me, huh? Family, I am the host of the Love You More Show, a place where we really create a safe space for people to share their hurts, their hang-ups, and their heartbreaks, and their journey to loving themselves again. Family, we are live in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are on location. And this is about to be crazy.
Trauma, excuse me.
So this month we're hanging out with DeVon Franklin. Mr. Don't it feel good when you get in his presence? Nathan Davis. And you know I had to hang out with singer extraordinaire, Major. You know we got a word from the Lord from Pastor Mike Todd. Come on, somebody. And because we in the A, you know we had to hang out with Bree Renee. It's not often we get the opportunity to go on the road, but when we do, we get the biggest and largest guests. Do me a favor, make sure you tune in to the Love You More Show, 8:30 p.m., exclusively on YouTube, and you can listen audibly wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget to love yourself more.
Over here. All right, just
It don't look like a heart murmur, do it?
No.
like a heart monitor.
Heart monitor.
Heart monitor. It don't look like that, does it?
No, you're good.
All right, cool.
All right,
These
and
clothes
just
are getting
a reminder,
tighter.
Everybody have their phones on vibrate or silent, and also a reminder, I will be taking some behind the scenes on my glasses, so I just want to let everybody know.
Come on, meta.
Meta.
All right, man, let's just say a quick prayer. God, you are good. We honor you. We thank you so much. It's been so much going on this morning, whether it was traffic and just so many other things. Lord, I pray that you would, restore DeVon, everything that he's pouring out this
Yes,
week
Lord.
for this amazing movie. It's a baby, and it's about to be birthed into the earth, Lord, and it's bringing your name glory. So I just pray, Lord, that you would bless his efforts, that
Thank
you would
you,
continue to be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower, above and not beneath, that you would continue to expand this territory. Let us do something special for the show today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Indeed. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just in case you didn't know, Willie Moore Jr. is on your radio, family. It is the Willie Moore Jr. Show. 4 hours of pure inspiration. Of course, when we say pure, it simply means that we're keeping it 100. Family, listen, it is Relationship Wednesday. And when we come back, we get an opportunity to hang out with the man himself. The one and only DeVon Franklin is going to be hanging out with us, and we'll be discussing Ruth and Boaz. Now, I know you've been attracting bro, and you've been attracting player, but we're going to make sure that you get the blueprint to Boaz. Come on, somebody. And to those of you who do not speak Christianese, we're going to do our best to make sure that you understand what that is when we come back. It's the Willie Moore Jr. Show. Float up! Coming to the 15 stone in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Indeed. Family, it is the Willie Moore Jr. Show. And as promised, I told you I would be hanging out. Fake claps, Jalen. I'm going to say Shaquan, you about to start producing radio. Man, listen, DeVon Franklin is in the house to talk to us about Ruth and Boaz. Let's talk about it, brother.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yes,
man,
indeed.
listen, I'm so excited about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be your new favorite love story. It's the first time there's ever been a modern version of this story told.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, it's the first time a modern version of this story's ever been done with people of color.
Okay.
So I'm excited about this movie, man. I mean, I've been working on this for about a year and a half. This is the first movie that Tyler Perry and I are producing under our deal with Netflix.
Okay.
And it's really one of those films that has heart, it has emotion, it has romance. Tyler Lepley stars as Boaz, and Soraya stars as Ruth. And then if you know the story, Felicia Rashad plays Naomi.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just this amazing story, because when you read the book of Ruth, when you read it, it reads like a movie.
It does.
Ruth was not out there looking for love.
She was out there being obedient.
That's it. Being obedient.
Yeah.
You know, where you go, I go. That's what she said to Naomi.
Yeah.
And Naomi going back to her homeland, and Ruth making the decision to go with her because she was in service to Naomi. What happened? God then blessed Ruth with love.
Yeah.
A love that they never saw coming. That's what this movie does. This movie, I think, is going to inspire people to hope around love again and to believe believe that it's possible because you see these two people that have been through tragedy and tragedy and trauma, they're able to pursue through that to get to the triumph.
Indeed. Hanging out with DeVon Franklin. If you're just tuning in, he's hanging out with us live in studio. If you're listening audibly, make sure that you tell more people, because when we come back, we're going to take a deep dive into what this movie is going to provide you. Because I know on Relationship Wednesday, many of you all are looking for love. Maybe it's in the wrong places. We want to kind of go through this book of Ruth, right? Because many people don't know. And Pastor DeVon Franklin is going to kind of, if we can, just kind of walk through what that looks like. Because many times on social media, women are forced to do so much. But Ruth wasn't that type of lady. She found herself serving where she was supposed to serve, and the right opportunity presented itself. More with DeVon Franklin when we come back. It's the Willie Moore Jr. Show. All right, M5, 35 Stone, M5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Indeed, family, it is the Willie Moore Jr. Show. 4 hours of pure inspiration. Major love to all of my friends in D.C. Congressional Black Caucus is happening this week. Of course, your nephew will be there on Thursday, and I'm so excited to pour into the people of God. I know that there's a lot going on. Of course, many people saw, let me just say, the president and his speech, and a lot of stuff is going on social media. But listen, take heart. Just know that God is still with us, and the greatest days are ahead of us. And speaking of greatest days, September 26th, Ruth and Boaz live on Netflix. DeVon Franklin's in the studio with me. DeVon, let's talk a little bit about it. For those people who do not speak Christianese, right?
Right.
They hear Ruth and Boaz. But we ain't never heard of a dude named Boaz. And Ruth, I don't think babies are now naming Ruth like that. So for those people who don't understand the biblical story, they're just scrolling through, and I'm sure this thing is probably going to be top 10, and they see these two beautiful African-American people, Tyler and Soraya, and they like, well, I'm going to check it out. To those people who do not speak Christianese, talk a little bit about the story of Ruth and Boaz.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because you'll see in the movie, his nickname is almost Boaz.
Okay.
In the film, his name is Boazra. Azra is his last name.
Okay.
Yeah, so we wanted to find a way to make that name, make sense from a contemporary standpoint. Because you're right, it's like, well, who is Boaz? So, but this story is about, Ruth, who her boyfriend dies in the movie, and as does the husband of the mother of her boyfriend.
Wow.
Similar to the biblical story.
Yeah.
And as a result of the husband dying, he didn't leave her any money.
Jeez.
So Naomi's character, the only thing she has left, because we start the movie in Atlanta, the only thing that Naomi has left is a very small country home in Pegram, Tennessee.
Pegram,
yes.
How did y'all pick Pegram? I ain't never been to Pegram, like Memphis.
We just did a little, research and said, Pegram, that feels about right in terms of country and, something that feels like it's off the beaten path. Yeah. And so long story short, I won't ruin it for anyone, but Naomi has to return home to Pegram, and Ruth makes the decision to go with her. Yeah. Once they get back home, Ruth realizes, hey, I got to find work. Yeah. And she goes out and finds work. The only job she can get is harvesting grapes at a local vineyard. Come to find out, the vineyard is owned by Boazra, known as Boaz. Yeah. The thing about Ruth is that she works through her lunch breaks. She doesn't take a break like the other workers. Wow. She works with diligence, commitment, excellence, so much so that Boaz says, who is that? Who works like that? Yeah, because he's seen this. Like, I see workers all the time. I see workers all the time, but I've never seen anyone work like this. Yeah. And so he starts to, inquire and starts to try to understand who she is, and they run into each other at a bar, and the relationship just starts to unfold. But the problem is Ruth has a secret. Yeah. And that secret is starting to catch up with her. Wow. And Boaz, his father died, his mother died. He's a rich man, but he's lonely. Yeah. And so what's interesting about this story is you see them navigate these challenges, navigate the reveal of Ruth's secret. And one of the things that's so great about the film, if you don't know anything about the Bible, you can watch this movie and you will be invested in how's this love story going to play out? Yeah. How's this all going to work out? Yeah. Listen, DeVon Franklin hanging out with us. Family, listen, I do want us to make sure that we support this movie. Yeah. I don't
think anything like this has ever been done before. Inspired by the Bible, but definitely impacting culture.
Yeah.
DeVon, you are kind of a modern day Boaz right now because you just got married as well.
Yes.
So how cool is it now to have this beautiful love story and this beautiful love story almost coming out simultaneously at the same time?
Nothing but God's timing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And you know what's interesting, going back to the story and even, this Relationship Wednesday thing, I did not get to the place of marriage again because I was looking for love, right? Because see, in my experience, what I've learned is that when we look for something, we enhance the absence of it. So if I'm looking for love, I'm actually enhancing the fact that I don't have it.
Yeah.
So as a result, I never live in the identity of actually receiving the very thing that I would love to have in my life.
Yeah.
So instead of looking for love, I was just open to receiving love.
Yeah.
And that's a different mindset. You could still even go out on dates. You can still be on dating apps, but don't have a looking spirit.
Yeah.
Have a receiving spirit.
Yeah.
And so for me, I wasn't looking for love. I wasn't, when Maria and I met, I wasn't even thinking about marriage.
Yeah.
But when she showed up, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Whoa, I gotta take this serious. Like
Yeah.
this woman is like no woman I've ever met before.
Exactly.
And so it took me a moment to just say, okay, be open to this.
Yeah.
Because if I had my plans, I don't know that I would have been like, oh, I want to get married,
Yes.
next year. That wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
But God had a different plan.
So how long
And
did it take for you to make that decision?
the moment we met, I knew. I was like, oh, God, okay, I get it. This is what you're doing. So I just had to submit to the process.
Yeah.
And so we met Easter Sunday of 24, and we were engaged in December of 24, and then we got married in August of 25. So it was July actually of 24 when we were official.
Yeah.
So we were official for about 6 months and then got engaged. I just knew.
Yeah.
I just knew. And
Yes.
that knowing was scary.
Yes.
It was terrifying. Especially, it's like, look, we've been married before.
Exactly.
So it's like, yo, okay,
Yeah.
God, okay. But I also was so open to it because I want a family too, right? And I was like, okay, well, I want to get married and then have a family. That's just the cadence that worked best for me.
Yeah.
And so when God brought me Maria, I was like, okay, Lord, here's what you're doing. And the challenge in any relationship, it's even explored in the movie. I had to deal with this, which is, am I going to impose my will on God's timing, or am I going to submit to his timing?
Yeah.
If Maria was showing up, that means it was time. Even if I didn't think I was ready, because she would not have appeared if it was not time for me to begin a process of settling down again. So I had to say, okay, Lord, all right, I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna commit to the process and allow him to bring us together in only the way that he could. And when you see that played out, not only in our story, but also in the movie, man, it's amazing. There were some times we were shooting scenes in the film, and I would go to the writers and say, yo, I'm living this scene right now.
Right.
I'm living this. And then when I showed the movie to Maria for the first time, she was in tears, and she just kept saying, babe, this is us. This is us. This is our love story. And I'm like, I know, it's crazy how it all worked out. It wasn't intentionally that way.
Yeah.
It's just how God designed it.
Man, hanging out with DeVon Franklin, what parts of you do you feel like matured the most going through what you had to go through? Like, what parts of you said, man, even that old man has now died. I'm so new in this area.
Yeah, I would say the areas that I'm the newest in would be compassion. Meaning I was very much I am still an A-type personality, and I want to conquer the world, do all those things. Exactly.
Yeah.
However, the challenge is that sort of mentality, grind, can actually be masking great fear and insecurity. Because sometimes if we are fearful or we're insecure, we feel like we have to be busy and hustle and do all these things. Because on the inside, we actually aren't secure. We aren't confident. Yeah. So for me, what this journey has taught me is to, one, just have more compassion for myself. Yeah. Right? Like, it's not about your achievements. It's not about any of that. It's about you. Yeah. Love who looks back at you in the mirror, DeVon.
How long? I had to put that on.
Start there. Like, give yourself grace and space to process what you're going through, to explore, to experience, and to just alleviate the pressure of like, oh, you got to be this or you got to do that. So the parts of me that have changed is, one, I don't feel that that anxiety almost to achieve. You know, now I do achieve, but it comes from a place of confidence. It comes from a place of being more settled. And the other part is I believe I've become more loving.
That's good.
That's one of the things that I really took away from this journey. I was like, okay, I think I need to learn how to be more loving. You know, not as, you know, demanding, not as like, hey, here's my standard and I want everybody to live up to it. More like, okay, this is my standard. This is what works for me. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. You know, it's like to have a certain level of success. You know, the oxygen up there is very thin. Not everybody can handle it. And that doesn't mean that that's a negative thing. For what God has called us to do, we have to have compassion. Okay, cool. That's not their journey. Cool. I'm gonna be compassionate. And for myself, I'm gonna learn to love me so I can offer that love to others. Those are really the areas. Compassion and love are the areas that I feel personally that I've grown the most.
Compassion and love, DeVon Franklin. So while you're doing this movie, and we'll land the plane. So you're making this movie in the midst of honestly not really being in a relationship. You got to make a movie about love. Like, is that difficult for a person who's gone through divorce and uncoupling and all this public stuff that's going on, and then it's like, okay, lights, camera, action, let's do love, and I don't feel loving? Like, how easy or hard was that for you?
Man, it was beautiful. I think great art, great movies, great music comes out of a personal connection from the creator to the content.
That's good.
It's born out of that. And so when you listen to a song and, you know, you're like, man, this song really works. Well, it's like a lot of times that person that wrote that song, they went through something.
Through that pain,
so that song, being able to create that song was therapeutic. It was healing. And so for me, being able to make this movie, it was actually therapeutic, because the challenge when you go through heartbreak or heartache is to close your heart. That's the challenge.
That's the goal of the enemy.
That's it.
like
Because
make your heart hard.
Period. Because if we have a callous heart, then think about how we're going to interact with everybody. Everybody's going to pay. If we have a callous heart, everybody's going to pay for something they had nothing to do with. Whereas keeping our heart open, keeping it open. So for me, being able to make Ruth and Boaz, it was awesome because it was cathartic. Because no matter what I've been through, my heart is open. And so I'm like, wow, I can make a love story that is real, that's honest, that doesn't pull punches, that has truth in it. Why? Because I've gone through it. So if anything, going through it actually helped qualify me to tell this story, even more so than if I were to have done it years ago. So it really wasn't a thing of like, oh man, I got to make this love story and I don't feel loving. No, it was like, wow, I get a chance to express and explore love. And then as I'm making the movie, my own personal love story started to take off. So
is that crazy? Like simultaneously,
it's just simultaneous,
the love
man.
Story started. Like I often like I'm very like I'm crazy creative. I'm like, guys, even when you're in pain, like just do what you called to do. Because what if DeVon would be like, no, not that one. I'm just not ready to do that.
Ooh, man.
It's like that creative energy and love that came through that story. Like who knows, like if the wife of your dreams would have appeared because of your disobedience and omitting what God is attempting to get to you.
Well, on that point, you know, going back to the book of Ruth and even what's in the movie, why was Ruth rewarded with love? Why was Boaz rewarded with love? Because they made a commitment to serve. Period. They made a commitment to serve. Ruth said, matter of fact, in the scripture, Naomi tells Ruth, you don't follow me back home because I'm not going to have any more sons and you're basically not going to find love again. Jeez. And Ruth said, I don't care where you go, I go. I'm going to sacrifice even the possibility of love in finding a relationship because I believe I'm supposed to commit to a higher calling, which is servicing you. She, to service Naomi, has to go find work. So she's, trying to find work in the field, having no idea that through her service, God was going to set her up for a love that she could never even pray for, never even thought about. Boaz is just going about his work, managing all that God has given him, but he doesn't have the right partner. Did he have to go look and know what happens? He was of service to the people through what he was doing in the field, and then there she is. Who is that? That to me is so powerful. And I think in this journey, of life, I think so often we put so much stress on, I got to have this by this age, and I need to do this, and I need to have these things. And as someone who has achieved certain things by certain ages, it's empty. Because the age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is the condition of the human being we become along the way. And what do we have to offer? And what do we have to receive? And how can we be our brother's keeper? And how can we be our sister's keeper? And so what? You know, you got, you know, hit movies and you got hit records and you got hit shows.
Right.
But you don't have a healed heart. It doesn't matter. So what I've learned through all of this is like, yo, what matters most is this. Learning, loving, experiencing, exploring. And from that place, God does amazing things. Things that we don't even have to pray about. There are things that because we don't even know how to pray that prayer.
Exactly.
So someone listening to this right now, like God's going to deliver things that you don't even know how to pray for.
Jeez.
And all you got to do is just stay of service, stay committed, keep a positive attitude, and be open. One last thing I'll say is the knowledge of self or the perceived knowledge of self is one of the greatest obstacles to the actual revelation of self. Because when we think we know who we are, we then close ourself off to the revelation of all we could become. So for me, I had to learn, like, I know who I am today, but God might be bringing other experiences like acting, you know, into my life, right? I'm like, I didn't pray to be an actor. It wasn't even a thought. But the role started to come. Now, if I was so attached to my identity as a producer or as an author, I could never have been open to exploring. Maybe I have that gift within. So, okay, let me be open. Let me go put myself in an uncomfortable position, remember these lines, and do something I've never done before. And then on the other side of it, I say, oh, wow, I got experience now. That there's more to me than I think. And this, to me, is one of the most powerful ways to live life. There's more to your story. Don't think you know what's happening on the next page. You don't. Be open. The same way you watch a good movie like Ruth and Boaz, watch your own movie and say, ooh, I don't know what's going to happen in this next scene. I don't know who I'm going to become tomorrow, but I'm excited to discover. And I'm not going to let the knowledge I have today about me disrupt the knowledge that I can learn tomorrow about me.
Indeed. Family, listen, I pray that you are blessed. Just as we land this plane, traditionally, you know, I probably use it on both Shaquan, so maybe we go here with it, if you can just go here. And I'll just look right at that camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, the unique thing about this amazing movie with Ruth and Boaz is that it's relevant, right? I know that right now there are so many people across this great nation that are going through it in their relationship. And I just believe this by faith, that when you watch this, it may spark the love that you may think is missing. I often tell you this, the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. I believe that September 26th, when this movie comes out, that there's going to be an opportunity for anybody who's single, anybody who's married, anybody who's looking for love in all the wrong places, an opportunity to love again. So make sure that you check out the Ruth and Boaz story, exclusively on Netflix, September 26th. Flat out. All right, cool. Thank you, brother. Indeed. Great job, man.
Thank you, dog.
For sure,
Appreciate
man.
it. You know how we do it.
Okay.
Love you more, love you more.